They screaming, Tupac back, Tupac back. That's all these bitches screaming that.
What's up, everybody? I'm back. It's your girl, Antoinette, out the Glam, whatever. If you don't know me by now, get to know me. I'm just playing. Anyway, I'm back. For some people, it's like a season 2 or whatever. I've just been doing my thing. I'm considering this to be my season 2 because I've done a couple of videos and I haven't done one in a long time. And I had so many requests to get back on the screen, so I'm here. Anyway, this season, instead of like doing a whole bunch of rambling and stuff, I think I'm going to go ahead and start getting into my topics a little bit faster so we can have shorter videos. I know like that was another problem, and it's a problem for me with editing. So anyway, today I just wanted to talk about addiction. Mainly because the late great Amy Winehouse passed last week, and it's been probably like a week and a half since she passed. And I've always loved Amy Winehouse and her music, but more importantly, as an artist myself, it's almost like, not that I could see myself in her because I've never been that depressed, but all I can say is that in her music you can hear the sadness. Like, you can tell that she definitely was living everything that she was saying in the music. And it's sad because I think a lot of times when people are addicted to drugs or whatever they're addicted to, society tends to look down upon those, and we make fun of those. Like, a lot of times people make fun of crackheads on the street, or we make fun of people on drugs. Like, sometimes we make light of the situation when I think that it's not really a laughing matter. I think it's sad what happened to her, but honestly, I feel like sometimes all the time, there's always signs that a person is in desperate need of help. And I know that we're just reading from what her parents said, that they tried to give her the best help they could. They even admitted her into a rehab, but you can only hold somebody in there for 3 days, and then they can leave on their free will. You can't hold anybody in rehab. I just feel like sometimes it is hard to cope with addiction, and it's hard to cope with addiction on both ends. It's hard to cope with it when you're the one that's addicted, and it's hard to cope with when you're like a family member or a boyfriend or girlfriend or someone close to the person that is addicted to whatever they're addicted to, because it takes a strain on you, because especially a parent. Because as a parent, you want to give your children the world, and you don't want to say no to your child. And I think that's why a lot of parents end up being the enablers to somebody who's addicted, because they can't say no, and they don't want them to be on drugs. They don't want them to be an addict, but they also rather their child, be doing drugs in their house or getting money from them versus getting money elsewhere, or doing drugs elsewhere, somewhere dangerous where they are at risk. So I understand it. I think parents try to help their children because they think they're the only ones that can, and sometimes that's not always the case. Sometimes you can't help your child. It doesn't matter how much love you have for them. Sometimes they just need professional help, somebody who knows exactly how to deal and treat this disease, because it definitely is a disease. The definition of addiction to me is something that you can't live without, something that you're desperate for, something that you can't live without. And I think that's when a person knows that they are addicted, or at least other people around them know they're addicted, even if they don't know yet. I think people are addicted for many reasons. I think people are addicts because they want to numb the pain. I think they become addicts because of something that happened in their childhood. I think that people become addicts because they haven't dealt with all their issues. They haven't accepted who they are, and maybe some traumatic situation. I mean, it could be a number of things, but there's always a root to the plant, and the root for addicts is always, most of the time, something in their childhood or something traumatic they've experienced in their childhood or in their adolescent years that's caused them to be addicted to whatever they're addicted to. Without it, you feel sick. Without it, you have to actually feel those emotions that you're trying to numb with the drugs. And once you don't have them, you realize, oh, I'm feeling this way again, or I'm feeling all these memories are coming back again. Let me go get some whatever I'm addicted to forget about it. So I just think it's sad, and I think it's sad especially in Amy Winehouse's case because she's so talented, and for her, I think she was just surrounded by sadness internally inside herself. From what I've heard from different friends and family members of her, she had like a great life and a great childhood, but just like I always say, you can have it all and have nothing, because you can have riches and fame and people think that's going to make you happy, but if you're not secure inside, if you still have inner demons that you haven't dealt with inside, none of that even matters. None of that matters. And I can't help but compare her to someone like Billie Holiday, who is another one who died, not as young as Amy, but she died pretty young. She died at 44 of a heroin overdose. And it was another one who had a rough childhood. She needed that drug to escape from all the pain and all the problems she was dealing with, but she also put it into her music. And Amy did the same thing. Amy, if you really listen to her lyrics, she really puts a lot of pain. You can hear the pain even in her voice sometimes. It's sad. But most of those amazing artists, they struggle with their identity. They struggle with being accepted. They struggle with their past, and they struggle with rejection. It's hard. It's hard having a friend or a family member that's an addict. It's hard. It's hard to deal with because you're dealing with the constant worry of whether they're gonna stay alive or not. You're constantly worried about everything they're doing. So it's hard, and yeah, a lot of emotions come out of that. You get sad, you get angry, you get frustrated. There's nothing wrong with that, but you can't ever give up. That's the one thing you can't do, is give up on someone who's an addict, because as much as they try to push you away, that's the time when they really need you the most. So I think, like, before anyone judges an addict, really take the time to understand that this person they're not doing it on purpose. They're not doing heroin to hurt their family, or they're not doing it to hurt anybody. It's a sickness, and we have to start treating it as a sickness, not just like, oh, you're doing this to piss everybody off and to get under everybody's skin. It's not like that. They are sick, and sick people need help. Just like someone who's a cancer patient, AIDS patient, it's a disease, and they need help. Yep. That's my whole spiel about addiction. I'm going to be doing a lot of things this season, not always this gloomy. I'll definitely be doing more misconceptions about big girls, because I've been getting so many inboxes on my Facebook about it, about how people loved it and they just totally agreed and whatever. So I'm gonna give y'all 5 more, maybe more. It depends on how many I come up with. I'm definitely gonna still be talking about dating and relationships, because let's face it, that's what we all have in common: dating and relationships. Definitely gonna be bringing you a lot more music. talking about, you know, new artists that you may not have heard of yet. Definitely going to be talking about TV and media, because right now it's a whole bunch of crazy mess on TV right now that I want to talk about. Alright guys, so peace and blessings, and be safe, have fun, watch my videos a million times, rate me, comment, love me, hate me, regardless, I'm going to be me, and I'm out.